and the free envelopes. Robert lived in a flat in a tall great building in the middle of the great city. When he looked out of his window, he could only see more tall great buildings and lots of roads and noisy traffic. Sometimes this made Robert feel sad. He liked watching television programs about climbing mountains and going to places where the waterfalls, lakes, and beautiful beaches. He loved reading stories about ships that sailed across the sea and about people who lived on strange islands or in other exciting places. Why must we live here in the city? He asked his mother. Because my job in the busy hospital is here, Robert. But they can have a nice holiday in the countryside next summer. Would you like that? Oh, yes, Robert laughed. That night, when Robert went to bed, he thought about going on holiday. But then he remembered something. Last year, his mother said the same thing, but they didn't go to the countryside. They spent the summer at home in the city because they didn't have enough money to buy train tickets or stay in the hotel in the countryside. Then the school bus, the next morning, Robert looked through the window and saw a boat on the river in the middle of the city. I'd like to go on a boat on a big ship one day, he thought. Oh, then he saw a train on the bridge near the city station. I'd like to go on a fast train one day, he thought. Then he looked up in the sky and saw a plane. Oh, I'd like to go on a plane one day too. I'd like to look out of the windows and countryside below, he thought. At school finished, Robert didn't want to go home by bus. He decided to walk. He walked past the shoe factory, the chemist, and then past the police station at the bottom of the hill. Then he walked past the supermarket and veg shop. But then he started to feel tired. He sat down for a minute on the wall outside the post office. Then strange thing happened. The big black and white bird flew down into the sky. He had an envelope in his beak. It dropped the envelope on the rabbit's foot and then flew away. Robert picked the lid up. On the envelope, it said, "Read me." So Robert did. Robert opened the envelope. There was a piece of blue paper on the side with some writing on it. Robert read it carefully. If you find me, go and look in your biggest, oldest book. Robert couldn't understand message, but he put a piece of paper in his pocket. And at home, he sat down and looked at the message again. In the biggest, oldest book, he thought. What did that mean? Robert decided to try something. He got a chair from the kitchen and carried it into the living room. Then he put the chair in the front of the bookcase and turned it. The biggest and oldest book is at the top of the bookcase. Robert took it down from the shelf It is very heavy. Robert opened it and the thin envelope fell. Inside the envelope was a little book. Its pages were yellow because they were so old, and it had lots of numbers on it. He jumped down and ran down to the kitchen to show the little book to the mother. Yes, he asked it. His mother took the book and opened it. It's the kind of book that they gave people a long time ago, she said. But this person had lots of money in the bank. And look, there's a name on the front. It says, Helen Bird. I don't believe it. It was your grandmother's name. I'll go to the bank tomorrow and show this Simmons flag. When Robert's mother gave the old book to Mr. Flag the next day, he looked at it very carefully, picked up his telephone, and spoke to someone in the certain different way. He put the telephone down again. He had a big smile on his face. Well, he said, you must lend you some to find the book. And grandmother left all this money in her bank for you a long time ago. I didn't know that until now. How to buy it? Robert's mother smiled. Something Robert wanted very much. When Robert came home from school late that afternoon, he found a big envelope on the kitchen table. Open it, his mother said. Inside the envelope were 2 plane tickets and 2 train tickets and 2 boat tickets. Robert, Mr. Flag in the bank. I got enough money now. We're going to have a wonderful holiday. Because of your grandmother's little book? Robert asked. Yes, the mother said. Robert looked out of the window sky. He couldn't see but big black and white birds in the clouds. But he knew the bird was there. And because a big black and white bird, Robert smiled. What do you mean? His mother asked. That's my secret, Robert said.